What's going on, dudes? It's your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back with another video. It looks like tourism in America is going down. So people from other countries are not coming to America. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be something that the president did? Could it be how unfriendly and hostile America has been to other countries? What could it be? Gee, let's find out.
Big drop in tourism from around the world. Take a look at this. Travel from Canada and Mexico was down double digits in March. We're also seeing fewer visitors from Western Europe, Central and South Asia, South America.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait a minute. 1% less in China? So the Chinese are still coming to America? I mean, that's not too bad.
I should say.
Here in New York, tourism is also being hit big time, once again driven by negative sentiment toward the USA.
Stunning images of near-empty passenger planes are popping up on social media. These international flights have many tourists flying to the U.S.
Oh my God. If I get in an airplane with empty seats and I'm just like, and it's just me with like two other people, I will be so scared. It's like walking in a ghost town. Ah, man, I don't know. I think I will get off the plane. There's got to be at least like 10, 20 people. I will be scared to fly, man. I would be scared to fly. I'm not gonna lie, man.
USA practically alone. Shauna Massengill flew from London to Chicago. Look, barely anyone on board.
There was nobody there. There was nobody in my row. It was really shocking. I've never been on a flight like that.
Something strange is happening in 2025. For decades, the United States stood tall as the dream destination, the land of skyscrapers, movie stars, and bucket list vacations. But this year, that dream is cracking. Global tourism is changing fast, and for the first time in a generation, the U.S. isn't on the winning side. In the past, travelers came not just for the views, but for what America represented. Freedom, innovation, opportunity, but now, concerned. People are second-guessing.
Innovation? America hasn't been innovating in like 30 freaking years, man.
They're skipping the Statue of Liberty, avoiding Times Square, choosing other destinations. Not because of distance or price, but because something deeper is shifting. In country after country, we're seeing the same pattern: hesitation. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady and growing. Business travel is stalling. Student exchanges are declining. Entire airline...
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Student exchanges are declining. That's Donald Trump's fault. I mean, the guy is literally like putting travel bans on students. There's going to be more universities closing. I think, was it a little bit after the pandemic in 2020, there were colleges that were closing, and this is just going to escalate it. And a lot of our major schools, like Yale, Harvard, all, those Ivy League schools, a lot of those schools are filled up by Asian kids from all over the world. And Trump wants to, put these travel bans on.
Routes are quietly disappearing, and the data doesn't lie. In 2025, American tourism is no longer the safe bet it once was. According to the U.S. Travel Association's April snapshot, international visits have dropped significantly across key regions, including Western Europe. What's causing this? It's not one big moment. It's a combination of many. Let's talk about trust. Across Europe and Asia, travelers report rising concerns about U.S. immigration, long border waits, aggressive questioning, even racial profiling. National headlines are filled with stories of detentions and visa denials, even for professionals and students. These aren't rumors. They're real events, documented, shared, and amplified. In Germany, the government officially updated its travel guidance after several German citizens, including students, were detained at American airports. According to Reuters, the German Foreign Ministry stated that even a valid visa no longer guarantees entry into the U.S. In Japan, NHK, the national broadcaster, covered multiple incidents of engineers and tourists being held for hours by U.S. customs officers, fueling frustration.
Yeah, that's a dick move right there. That's a dick move because it's like here in America we don't have a lot of professionals. We don't have too many PhDs in America. That's why we have the H-1B visa. The H-1B visa is literally saving America. We're bringing in these intelligent people from around the world, And then when they show up at the airport, the first thing we do is that we give them a hard time.
Among businesses and universities. And in Australia, SmartRaveler, the government's travel advisory service, issued multiple warnings about inconsistent airport security and increased scrutiny at U.S. borders. Meanwhile, Flight Centre, the country's largest travel agency, reported a 16% drop in U.S. bookings while travel to Japan and New Zealand surged. On social media, Australians share stories of invasive phone checks, long delays, and general unease.
I was questioned by one of the officers, and then shortly after, my mother and I were taken into a room. We were held there for quite some time before my mum was released, and then I was unfortunately remaining behind for further interrogation, and then that was about a 4 to 5 hour ordeal before I was taken to the Federal Detention Centre.
News.com.au ran a widely shared article describing first-hand accounts of travelers being ordered to unlock their phones or face immediate deportation. This isn't just about tourism anymore. It's about identity, values, reputation. For many international travelers, America once symbolized optimism. Now, it often represents uncertainty. And let's not ignore the political elephant in the room. Serious tariffs, trade tensions, diplomatic friction. These don't just impact policy, they ripple down to everyday travelers. Flights get cut, insurance premiums rise, confidence in the travel experience falters. And the response has been swift. In Canada, the country's closest neighbor, Forbes reported that in April alone, air travel to the U.S. from Canada dropped nearly 20%, while land
20%, and they're right next door to us. They're literally right next door to America. And I mean, they're not even, Canadians are not even crossing the border like they used to.
and border crossings fell over 35%. Canadian media and forums are filled with discussions.
See, what did I just say?
Urging travelers to skip the states and spend their money elsewhere. Global news highlighted a growing trend. Canadians canceling Florida vacations and buying properties in Portugal or Mexico instead. Realistic airlines are responding too. Air Canada has reduced routes to U.S. cities and increased flights to Latin America and Europe. The truth is, the world still wants to believe in the U.S. The culture, the music, the technology, it's still admired, but concerned. But in 2025, admiration isn't enough. What people want now is respect, safety, and consistency. In France, Le Monde published a front-page piece suggesting that America has lost its romantic image. French travel agencies report double-digit declines in U.S. bookings, with many travelers now opting for Spain, Greece, or Quebec. The French no longer view the U.S. as a guaranteed ally. Polls show that over 70% of French citizens now hold unfavorable views of American leadership. Can this trend reverse? Absolutely. But it's going to take work, and not just flashy advertising campaigns. It will require reforming how America treats foreign visitors. That means clearer border policies, cultural sensitivity training, and deeper cooperation with foreign consulates. Because tourism isn't just economics, it's diplomacy, it's storytelling, it's how people relate to a place before they ever step foot in it. And when visitors stop coming, it's not just lost money, it's lost trust, lost relationships. If America wants to remain a beacon of inspiration, it must repair more than runways. It must repair its image. Maybe that starts with empathy, with realizing that every traveler, every passport carries a story and deserves dignity. What do you think? Is the U.S. still the dream destination it once?
No, it's not. America is no longer the dream destination. That dream is over, baby. That dream is over. You know? People are, they're taking their money and spending it elsewhere because, if America's going to treat you this way, then, why even bother? Why bother? Like Canadians, I think Canadians are going to Mexico. It's more Canadians going to Mexico, Thailand, the Philippines, Japan. There's more people going to Japan now. Japan's getting flooded with tourists and migrants now. Korea. There's people deciding to move to China. And this is all because America has become hostile to other countries. And when they treat you like that at the border, this could be simpler. This could be really easy. But here in America, we are so special that we have to make things so difficult. Other countries, you know, they make these processes very, very simple. You know, I've gone to Japan and the Philippines, and you don't deal with none of this stuff, the scrutiny, right? But whatever. Let's see what happens in the next like 4 or 5 years with this if we're gonna continue. But oh, one more thing before we close out. No more visa-free traveling. There's a lot of other countries, they're not going to allow you to stay in their country with an American passport with a free visa. That's over. That is over with. Okay, a lot of countries, they're putting up, you know, they're starting to put their own little programs for people that have an American passport. So those privileges that we had before, gone. That's gonna be it for this video. Guys, make sure to comment below. Comment below, tell me what you think. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Is your boy Andy Matrix. Godspeed.